Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Little Miss Funeral YouTube channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the positives of traditional burial. I feel like in today's day and age, traditional burials kind of get a bad rep. And although there is reasoning behind the negatives surrounding traditional burials, there are also a lot of positives that I don't think are talked about enough. Now, my job as a funeral director is to provide as much information that I can to the families that I'm serving so they can make educated decisions. That does not include pushing my own personal agenda. So regardless of what I think about a particular service, it's my job to provide the family with enough information so that they can make a decision that works for them. There's a lot to be said about tradition, and there's reasoning behind why something becomes a tradition. Typically because something works. Now, as many of us are aware, the embalming process came around during the Civil War, and it was a way for us to get our soldiers back home again. And that's still true to this day in the sense of getting people home again. Believe it or not, I've served a lot of families where somebody has passed away while on vacation. And by embalming them, we're able to ship them back to the state in which they live, so their family, who may not have been with them at the time of their passing, has an opportunity to say goodbye. This holds true in the sense of family doesn't always live around us anymore either. In that breath, by having the embalming process, it allows family and friends from out of town and sometimes out of country to make their travel arrangements so that they can come and pay their respects to their loved one. And there really is a beautiful element to seeing somebody properly laid out. When a person is laid out in their best clothes with their hair and makeup done, there's just something very regal about that when the embalming process is done the right way that is. I have so many memories of viewing my own loved ones in this state, and honestly for me they've all been very positive memories to look back upon. I saw my grandfather just a couple of days before he had passed away, and he looked horrible. His body was shutting down. We were very aware of the fact that he was dying, and as a 12-year-old little girl, it was not the way that I wanted to say goodbye to my grandfather or remember him for the rest of my life for that matter. By being able to see my grandfather laid out in his suit, in a casket with the American flag folded because he was a veteran, it's still something that I remember to this day, and it's something that I'm so thankful that I was able to witness and be a part of even at that young age. Nowadays, when I think about my grandfather's funeral, I don't necessarily think about him dying in the nursing home as my first thought. Although I do have those memories with me, one of the things that sticks out in my mind over everything else is placing a monkey that had this little heart that said "I love you" in his casket so that he could take a piece of me with him. Another great thing about traditional burial is that it gives family members a place to permanently memorialize their loved one. Since these caskets are going into a cemetery, people are going to have a physical place that they can go to, and they will know that their loved one's human remains are there. This can help a lot of people with the grieving process when it comes to big days like birthdays and anniversaries. It can give people a place to go if they just need to talk to their loved one, and in their minds they know that they are with them. Because of the permanent memorialization that these cemeteries offer, cemeteries also have a record of our loved ones. They're going to have their names, their date of birth, their date of death, and in some instances, parents' names as well. This is an awesome opportunity for people who are really into genealogy because these cemeteries hold the records of our heritage. Most of the time, some sort of funeral service also goes hand in hand with a traditional burial. This is such a positive thing as well because once again, it's giving the survivors one more opportunity to remember and honor their loved one by coming together and having some sort of religious or sometimes personal service for them. I am a firm believer in looking death into the face and acknowledging the fact that our loved ones have died, even though it can be completely difficult and devastating to deal with while it's happening. During the long run of our grief journey, it's really going to benefit us and help us out. Now, before people come into the comment section of this and start listing all of the negatives about traditional burial, because once again, there are a lot of negatives that go hand in hand with that, I just wanted to remind everybody that the idea behind this video is to keep it positive, to let people know that if this is the option that you feel in your heart is right for you or right for a loved one, it's okay. There's a reasoning behind traditional burial, and it's been around for quite some time. So if this is something that you think is right for your own funeral services, just know that it's okay. You have to do what is right for you and right for your own families. And I hope it just shed a little bit of light about the good that comes along with this kind of service. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button so you can see all the videos that I put out in the future. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all next time.